Sagittarius, there is a lot of information that just came through, and I feel like I've been given a big responsibility to deliver this message to you in a way that you connect with, in a way that resonates for you, in a way where you can weave together all the different threads that Spirit has given me. I feel like if you're here, this message is specifically for you. I don't always say that. Sometimes I say it could not be for you, but in this case, I feel like it's for you. Okay, there's something somebody really needs to hear, and not only do you need to hear it, but you need to absorb this message. Okay, absorb this message, because what is coming through is a big rite of passage. It's a big initiation for your soul's growth, for your spiritual development. Something has changed here in your energy in a big way. I'm not talking about a subtle shift. I'm talking about a monumental period of growth for you that's either unfolding now, you've just stepped into, or that's coming up. So the first thing I want to say to you is that whatever approaches you with malevolence will not be able to cross your borders. Okay, you are protected. You've always been protected, but this is on a different level, what I'm sensing. There's something that you are weaving together. There is something that has already been woven and unwoven, and now you are weaving something new. And whatever you're weaving energetically, actually, psychically, this deserves a certain level of protection and prosperity that is owed to you. And I feel like it's owed to you ancestrally, like this is part of your lineage. Now, this message is a little bit out there, okay? Some of what I say you can take as a metaphor and translate it maybe more into the practical if that's your jam, if that's your vibe. Or you could come along with me on a little bit of a symbolic, esoteric, energetic, spiritual journey as we work through this message and bring in concepts that might feel a little bit unfamiliar to you, or maybe they're very familiar to you. Okay, I'm getting either way. Your soul knows what this is all about. Some of you have Gemini in your chart, or you have a Gemini friend, or you've released a Gemini, but there's something about that Gemini energy is giving you space to really come through in a way that is true for you. So regardless of what this Gemini energy is, whether it's a part of your chart, a friend, a foe, thank it, because it's opened some space for you. And this is visually coming through for me because Gemini's message was here yesterday, and then this is all you. So Gemini had a very, didn't take up much space. And yesterday when I recorded it, I didn't know why, and now I do. It's to allow you to have more energy in this flow. Okay? So, Sagittarius, the archetype that I see you working with right now is the bone settler. Okay, there's something that is settling into your bones. There is something that has perhaps shaken you in the last while, 7, 5 months, years, something like that, 6 I'm also hearing. It doesn't really matter the time frame, but whatever has kind of rattled your bones is now beginning to settle. And some of you might actually experience something a little supernatural. And whatever it is that you experience that is supernatural, it's an expression of some energy that has left you. Okay? It's like I got a spirit leaves and makes its exit known to you. So a little bump in the night or something odd happens, and it's maybe you think something has come into your energetic space. That's not the case. Spirit is saying something is leaving your space. Okay, your psychic space, your actual space maybe, because the bone settler energy is about protecting your home as well. And the card that I got for you here is the bone set. some of you have a talisman or something at the front of your home that it protects your home. Maybe it's a plant or like some ornament or something. Okay, or a little bit of an altar at your front door. There's something at your front door. And again, this could be a metaphor, but it's protecting you. And the spirit that has left your energetic field has somehow made itself known to you, or will make itself known to you. But you should not fear this. Whatever unfolds, do not fear it, because the next message I got, which was extremely long, so I'll just read it to you, is nothing is ever, I heard nothing, but when I was writing it down, I put no thing. So nothing, no thing is ever good or bad. It's the meaning you give to it that matters. And when you give meaning to matter, you open a pathway to your next conscious reality, while the unconscious truth, what did I write here? While the unconscious truth, interesting, waits. I think that's waits, but something strange happened with my writing there, and there's also a question mark because I almost misspelt reality. So there's something about waiting that is a little bit of a question mark, or maybe there's a stumbling block when it comes to waiting. Okay, your next conscious reality. Okay, let's begin again. Interesting. Okay, let's rewind that. This is all part of the energy and part of the message. So there's something here that Spirit's trying to get through to you, but this idea of waiting, or maybe you have been waiting for some time, is a little bit of a interference in the energy or a stumbling block. No thing is ever good or bad. It's the meaning you give to it that matters. And when you give meaning to matter, you open a pathway to your next conscious reality, while the unconscious truth waits to unfold into infinity. I don't make what you will of that. Then I also got, look to the horizon, and there you will see me, the eye that is within you. Okay, so there's something about sun gazing that is important. Try to spend some time in the sun. If you can, sunset, sunrise, look at the sun, not for long, but try to get those rays in your retinas, because they do activate things within you. There is something that Spirit wants you to see about yourself, your divinity. But also there's something about another energy that's coming through. Perhaps this is a little bit later in the future for you, but their energy is already here. And I heard something about clear as day, let it happen now. Your energy is going to be increased once this spirit exits your reality, or this energy, this entity. Your energy is restored. And then I heard something about a 999 frequency. And then I heard this message that the aces are high. So aces, when we say aces are high, we mean that the ace card is the highest ranking card in the deck or in your hand. And sometimes in tarot, we think about the aces as the beginning, as the potential. And, the king is the culmination, and that's the highest card. But Spirit wants you to think about the aces as your win, your potentials, your new energy that comes in, the unformed energy that's being brought to you as a win for you. Then I heard you're warming up for something, and there's pleasant memories that will return to you. Okay, so let's talk about the cards now, and then I'm going to pull out some more tarot. I'm telling you, Sag, there's a lot here, and we're just going to go with it because I know that this message needs to get out, and I know that it's going to do something very positive when it comes to your transmutation, okay, when it comes to you transmuting energies. So let this message really wash over you in a way that suits you, or not. We all have free will. Okay, so the energy supporting you, we have resin with the bone set like this. Look how beautiful they are together. And then the energy's challenging you, Raven's head, the Raven's head. So this card resin speaks about protection, preservation, And again, I feel like Spirit is saying here, there's something exiting your energy because you're meant to be protected and preserved, something that you're weaving together right now. There is something very specific about your home. Okay, maybe you've recently saged or Palo Santo'd, or I don't know, did a singing bowl thing in your space. Whatever you did, or maybe just thinking that you want to clear out, opening windows, cleaning up your space, something has left. I just have to keep saying that. And whatever has left, it could even be a thought form, right? But it was draining a little bit of your energy, and it is gone. Okay? I'm going to find out why it's gone. Yeah, I kind of feel like the answers might be in the oracle cards there too, but let's continue on for a second. The Raven's Head as your challenge. This is a card of initiation. This is Spirit saying you've been chosen, Sagittarius. You've been chosen to weave something together now. Because your bones have settled, or you're settling into your bones, maybe this means that you're settling into your path, your mission, your purpose, your dharma, 1111, that it is now time for the real work to begin. And you might be like, Andy, what are you talking about? I've been doing all this work all along. Okay, but now the real work begins. And I don't feel like this is a onerous real work situation. I feel like with the pleasant memories return, energy returns to you, no malice can cross your borders. All of these messages, they're saying that the work that's about to begin for you is very magical. It's very soul fulfilling, spirit fulfilling. There's something about the trinity of soul, spirit, and interesting. I was going to say soul, spirit, and body, but I heard soul, spirit, and mind. So maybe you need to pay a little bit more attention to your body, or have more salt in your diet, perhaps. You know, you do what you feel guided to do. But don't forget about your connection to your body, because this is a little heady, all this stuff we're talking about. Maybe bone set has some kind of healing properties to it you could look into. This is an actual plant, by the way. Or you could put this plant outside your home if you feel called to. Okay, so why is this all happening? I feel like Spirit's telling me in these cards that came out, the shadow, the kiss, and the bridge. This bridge card has been haunting your reading for some time, Sag. Like, it keeps coming out for you. You're building a bridge, you're walking away from a bridge, you're doing all these things here, trying to find your way, trying to find your path. And I feel like there's a little bit of a dual message in here. I just got, if Gemini is your opposite and their duality, what does that make you? The one. Okay, I don't know. Oh yeah, we already talked about Gemini. Huh. I don't know what that is. Maybe just hold that in your mind, or not. Release it if it doesn't make sense to you. But the dual message that I'm seeing here is, firstly, there's a connection with the kiss that you've been trying to build a bridge with in some way. Now, it doesn't have to be that you've wanted to be with this person, but maybe you were trying to reconcile some energy, heal some energy, release some energy, and that was the bridge that you were trying to build, a bridge of releasing, a bridge that you could move over. There's something about, like, I'm seeing like someone being like, move over, like move out of my energy. Maybe this is the spirit that has left you. They're like, okay, fine, if you say so. But I feel like what is really happening here is that you've reconciled something actually within your shadow about a certain connection. Now, if it's not about a connection for you, then you've made a connection with an aspect in your shadow, and that's built a bridge for that aspect of you to come into the light, to come up to your conscious awareness. Okay, there was a part of you that you kept hidden, that you kept, in the depths of your soul, not allowing anybody else to see from fear or shame or whatever. And you've kissed it. You've given it the kiss of death, meaning that you've given it the kiss of transmutation and transformation. You're allowing it to rise out of the shadow and to cross this bridge over to your conscious awareness, to your enlightened self. You're integrating a part of your shadow here. And this is part of the initiation. This is part of your bones settling. This is a part of the 9-9 frequency. This is a part of everything. You've expelled some negative energy by integrating and kissing an aspect of you that you were shunning before, or that you had forgotten. Maybe you just forgot this part of you. Maybe it's a little bit of a joyful part or a serious part. I'm not sure what it is for everyone. But then I'm also seeing something about a connection. Okay, your understanding of what a connection means to you, or understanding how you can release it, or how it protected you in some way at some point. Okay, wow, we're 16 minutes in. And we're going to pull some tarot now, okay? All the decks that I'm using, by the way, will be listed in the description box. But let's get in further, Sag, and see what's going on here. Let me just put this message here. This does feel like you're working with Scorpio energy. Maybe your own Scorpio energy, or just in general, okay? Check out and see what's going on in your 8th house if you know all about that stuff. Okay, Spirit, that was a lot. What else do you want to say to Sagittarius? Ace is high. Hearing the letter M. Here's something like, I don't know what this is, if it's a name or a word or whatever, but I don't know. Manwash or Manawash, or I don't know. Okay, we'll do a couple more, Spirit. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Andy. This is 13 Moon Tarot. If you're returning, welcome back, Sag. So glad to have you here. Ooh. Which stays where, Spirit? This is the Magician, the challenge, or the answer? The answer. Okay. Interesting. Can I see more about this spirit that has left the building? What is this spirit that has left the building? What do we need to say about this? I don't, there's like a whole stack of cards here. I don't feel like that's it. Let's be clear about this, because this is going to be important, I feel, Spirit, for those who are really trying to allow this message to wash over them. Something about wash. No, we're not gonna go there. Okay, maybe we need a different deck. Hold on a second. I really want to know something about this spirit that has left. Now, again, the spirit could be an aspect of you, could be someone else. Can you give me some insights here? Yeah, the 9 of Swords. Well, I'm glad this left for you, Sagittarius. Maybe some of you have had insomnia recently, and that's going to be washed away. Or you could have been having nightmares. The entity, the spirit responsible for those, has left. There's also questions I see here of like, who am I? Oh, this is making me feel really uncomfortable, actually, this image of these swords going through her head, and it's like a tunnel, a portal. There's like, oh my God, all these thoughts. This mask down here. Yeah, I feel like there's questions here of like, who am I? Who are they? What is what here? Anything else I need to know about this, Spirit? 8 of Wands. Whoa. It really left. I mean, look at the energy. It's just like a continuation of these 9 swords into Wands, though. Leaving, exiting. There's a bridge there. Well, it's more of a dock, but you banished it. You've banished something, Sagittarius. 10 of Swords. It's done. It's over. This energy is not going to be returning to you. And maybe some of you didn't even realize that there was this energy around, or that there was this thought that was keeping you up at night. You know, like, why can't I sleep? I'm chill. What's going on? Perhaps this was the unconscious, while the unconscious truth waits to unfold into infinity. I was hearing something about an infinity, like a car. Isn't that a car name? Yeah, so there's something here that was unconscious to you in the shadow, okay? Something unconscious that was a truth that was unfolding in your life to infinity, and somehow you've become aware of this. Maybe you've downloaded some information, or you've done a lot of work on yourself, or perhaps there's a helping hand in here from your ancestors, but I heard ancestors, like the hand. Interesting. Something about hands. There's 2 cards with some hands there too. You could be experiencing something with your hands at this time. Okay. Let's get in. 7 of Wands. No, sorry, 7 of Pentacles for your... Yes, it is the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles for your overall energy. And this card says growth at the bottom. See, what was in the shadow space is growing up. But see, what is in the shadow space here was light to begin with. It's not a darkness that's coming to your conscious awareness. It's not dark information, dark whatever that means, right? It's not an energy that's wounded or traumatized that is now being integrated into you. It's an energy that carries light codes and information and source consciousness and something really special about you that has been kind of put away. That's what's coming up to the surface. This is what you are meant to preserve right now. What is this that is coming up here? What is it exactly, Spirit? We have breach with the 7 of Cups in reverse. This is lack of clarity, some confusion here. So you're a very creative person, Sagittarius, or wherever you have Sag in your chart. Very creative, very emotional, and very expressive. And this creativity of yours, maybe it's artistic, or maybe it's just a creative way of being, of your soul's essence. Okay? And this emotional side that you have, this emotional density that exists within you that is beautiful, has been flipped around, has been in reverse for some time, where you were suppressing that creativity, suppressing that emotion, perhaps not allowing yourself to dream big enough, not allowing yourself to explore your own mind or explore reality or possible pathways. Maybe you were on the straight and narrow for some time, like this is how it has to be. I have to do this 9 to 5, or I have to be this person. I have to, follow the routines, etc., live up to expectations. And all of that was cramping your creativity and cramping your style. your expressiveness, your uniqueness, and that creativity you have within you, even your style. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Even your style has wisdom, has information in it. I'm hearing something about we live in a visual world. There's something about the way you express yourself outwardly, your home, your appearance, whatever, your visual art, whatever you create, your surroundings. It has wisdom in it, and it's effortless the way the wisdom is conveyed, because it's just a sense of, it's just who you are that you're expressing. But you could have been trying to coordinate your expression with some kind of expectation that society had on you. So you were trying to dull yourself in some way, or fit in, or conform, or others were placing this pressure upon you. And this beautiful energy of the Seven of Cups, of dreaming, imagination, choices, dreaming up a new world, that's what's coming up into your conscious awareness. That's what's been preserved all this time. What you don't see coming, we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is a card of having new insights, having a realization moment, looking into the finer details of something. And what is this cute little sloth Page of Swords looking at? The moon for your opportunity. Look, you're realizing the wisdom that's deep, like in your belly. It's deep in your belly. Okay? Something about, like, I don't know, some fluid I'm seeing. It's like some fluid within you carries some wisdom. I don't know what that is. And I love how this beautiful owl is looking down at this crustacean, or this lobster that is coming up from the deep waters, which is that creativity that I'm talking about. That thing that you've been holding back. That heart, that big, beautiful heart you have. You're really allowing it to express itself to you. Okay, I know you express your heart to others quite easily and freely, but for some time, you haven't really been allowing yourself to love yourself in a deep way that confirms that you have won. I don't know what that means for everyone. So your opportunity now is to embrace some moon energy, okay? This seems to flow really well with the bone set card. There's something about feminine energy coming through, moon energy. It feels very crone-like, this energy, okay? It doesn't matter what your gender is, but there's something very crone-like in this whole reading. And the crone is not scared of the raven's initiation. The crone embraces this, okay? There's something about you lighting a candle at night. I'm seeing, maybe this is again by your doorway, but usually when symbolically lighting a candle between doorways is like allowing a passage, or it's like guiding someone, a spirit, guiding something through a doorway, a passage. And when you give meaning to matter, you open a pathway to your next conscious reality. So when you light a candle, light it with intention. Give meaning, your intention to matter, to the candle, to create a conscious reality, a pathway, a doorway. So maybe you want to do this just as if you feel guided. Light a candle somewhere near your doorway with a lot of intention about the pathway that you want to create for yourself. Okay, maybe you want to guide that candle through the doorway. I don't know. Use your intuition with that. But I'm seeing something like that unfolding. Or maybe just visualize it. You don't actually have to do it. But Spirit is emphasizing giving meaning to matter, like actual matter. And then the body was what was missing in that soul, spirit, body. Okay, so maybe you do need to do something physically here. I hope that this is all making sense. Okay, the Chariot for your challenge. Well, it's interesting. I don't quite understand this yet. I'm going to pull another card because a lot of this energy that I'm feeling feels very settled, bone settler, like you're settling in. Something is settled, something has left, you're settling. So the Chariot is typically a card about moving forward, knowing that you have all the resources you need, that you're working with the shadow and the light, that you were well protected and brave. Let me see what's going on here. There's 2 horns and a bird I'm seeing. Feathers. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even... Oh, wow. I don't know why I couldn't really see this. The way it's illustrated, it made it hard to see for me, but it looks like there's an eagle and a hawk on either side. So, you know, in the Rider-Waite, how we see the Sphinx, or sometimes it's depicted as horses. We see the black and the white horse. Here we representing the light and the dark, the conscious and the unconscious. Here we have a hawk and an eagle leading your way. So something about those energies, those symbols of a hawk and an eagle are coming together to guide you forward. So both of those are hunters, of course. They're predatory animals. They have great vision. They see what they want from a higher perspective, and then they swoop in and they get it. The raven, the hawk, and the eagle showing up for you. Wow, that's pretty powerful. Yeah, and I feel like even though this doesn't quite, well, it kind of looks like a raven. It's like the raven's asking you to use that hawk energy and that eagle energy that you have within you to guide you forward. And this doesn't have to be physical movement forward, but it's like to where you're going next energetically, this initiation. So intentionality with purpose and drive, and there's a certain level of fearlessness here. But it's an evolved fearlessness. It's not coming from a place of fear. Isn't that funny? Sometimes people act like they're fearless and that they're so tough, but they're actually scared shitless, and that's where it's coming from. This is not that. This is... You have a lot of birds here. This is knowing that you can work with the eagle and the hawk, and they are not going to work you. Okay, so they're not going to take control of you, these archetypes. They're not going to overrun you. Okay, so I hope that made sense. This is the challenge though, so maybe you need to realize that, to take control here a little bit of the hawk and the eagle archetype. I have this symbols book here. I wasn't going to go very much further, but I feel like I really want to flesh this out a little bit. So let's see if we have anything in here about raven, owl, which we had. I don't think this has the hawk for some reason. Maybe it doesn't have the eagle either. It's interesting, but it has the raven and the owl. No, it doesn't. So that... hawk? No. Oh, eagle. Okay, so we'll read the eagle, or parts of the eagle, and then perhaps you look at the hawk on your own time, and there'll be a message in there for you. I'm just going to skim this and see what's important. The eagle is the king of the birds and the lion of the skies. And its use as a symbol is clear. It resembles power, authority, nobility, and truth. It is the ultimate solar symbol. In Greek, the eagle means ray of light. Yeah, and now you're working with the moon energy. So we have the sun and the moon combined for you, kissing. The sun and the moon are kissing, unified. Okay, so I don't know why you need to know all that, but maybe that just helps you feel more supported. Okay, the Magician for your advice. I just recently talked about the Magician. I think it was in a collective reading, knowing the true meaning of the Magician. And the true meaning of the Magician is that the Magician works with all of the elements. So maybe this is important in some kind of spiritual practice that you have to incorporate all the elements. I'm seeing a lot of feathers here. This could be significant for you. You could use feathers to symbolize air, maybe on your altar or just in general. I also feel like you need to know that you are way more resourceful than you think at times. You might think, oh, I only have 2 hands. And interesting, I'm seeing I'm seeing many hands here. Okay, like a peacock with all these hands. You have way more hands than you know. You have your ancestors' hands, but you have your guides' hands. You have a lot of hands. So there's a lot that you can do at once. You can do many things at once. This isn't to overburden yourself, but just trust your capabilities. I'm getting when you say one thing, it has multi-layers of meaning that are all heard. Okay, so know that. There's a power in your voice and your truth and in your creativity. I'm hearing love. There's a power in your love too. And when you love someone, it is layered. When you love someone, Sagittarius, you also love all the people connected to them. And I don't mean this necessarily literally, but there's something about when you hold their hand, you're holding the hands of many. Maybe this is ancestrally, since it keeps coming up, the ancestors. So maybe recognize that you're dealing with a lot of energy that could be surrounding a particular person, not just the person themselves. Okay, and then what's going to manifest in the next 3 months, we have discipline, which is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is about moving on, beginning a new project, knowing when something has ended, and transitioning to the next thing. So something that maybe you've been working on for some time is complete. And you need to recognize that so that you can start the next thing, because you're being initiated. And the Raven's not going to wait for you to finish something that's already been completed. There's also something about perfection that could be holding you back, or that is not necessary in the upcoming months. You don't need to perfect something. You don't need to be perfect, all this stuff. Okay, it's the imperfections that make you beautiful and that makes your creativity unique. Some of you need to get a little bit undisciplined, a little bit feral, a little bit crone-like, meaning that you can spread everything out. Look at all of your tarot decks all at once, or look at all your books, or look at all of your drawings, or it's like create a little bit of a controlled chaos, a little bit of a controlled mess when you are in the mood to really dive into yourself. Okay, it's like get messy, because there's creativity in that chaos, but just in those moments, not necessarily in your relationships with others. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you to get a closing message, and then I'm going to go into extended reading. In the extended reading, we're going to go a layer deeper. If you don't want to go along to that, that's okay. Just trust that Spirit gave you a lot of information here, and maybe you don't need more, but if you do feel called to go along, the link is in the description box below. The Bone Settler. Okay, what should we use? Yeah, let's pull on one more alchemy card here and see what we get, Spirit. Closing energies, or what is being alchemized, or anything you need to say that will make sense for Sagittarius to close this reading. Okay, we have 2. We have fog. The blue temple. These came out for Gemini's challenge. Yeah, it's interesting. Gemini's challenge is like somehow your payoff or your win or something Gemini's done is now working for you. So I'm going to read you the blue temple. Whatever was foggy and unclear is passing, okay? The fog is clearing for sure. Maybe you could help a Gemini if you feel like that resonates. So interesting. Well, I kind of decided to do the sister signs. I don't know if Spirit's gonna flow with that. We'll see. But I was thinking that this next series of signs, I'm gonna do like, you know, Gemini and Sagittarius, Taurus and Scorpio, like they're sister signs. So it makes sense that there'd be a conversation between the two of you, but we'll see how it goes. The blue temple, celestial realm, the imagination, expansiveness. Ooh, yeah. Welcome to the blue temple, the home of the alchemical imagination. You have entered a space of new depths, new possibilities. The inner eye opens and you become willing to see in a new way. To understand this card, one must study blue itself. It is the celestial color of the sky, the ocean, and the peacock's tail. Though potent, blue slips away. Through this color, our imagination threads together experiences both grim and glorious. Think blue films and blue ribbons, the halls of heaven and the harrows of melancholy. We are taken into the depths of mood, of tone, of the rhythm of the blues. The eternal mystery of blue will only deepen as we study it, and this is precisely the point. Leave the cerebral behind, cloak yourself in the sapphire robe, and sit quietly in the vault of mysteries. Whoa, Sag, you were going into this new place, and I'm so excited for you. Because regardless of what actually unfolds in your life, how this actually manifests for you, one thing I know for sure is there's something beautiful and magical that has settled deep within your bones. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.